Bad Boys Club, leave the crib without a trace. Had a skeezy on, so it's a closed case. Your girl leaves with me, and it ain't up for debate. Niggas 5-0 when it's OG versus the state. It's Mr. Bug, and I'm pushing.
What's up, y'all? Y'all rocking with Risky Business, and this is Pro Black Badu. And I'm sitting here with, go ahead.
Sabri Makumba, aka Mr. Topset.
AKA. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Alright, so right now I'm a graduate student at Towson University. I'm getting my master's in IT, and I recently started my own personal training business called Topset Athletics. We do online coaching and like motivation, anything along the lines of trying to get somebody from point A to point B.
That's tough. So could you explain to us like about how you were or how you became a personal trainer?
So personally, I think the background story is kind of like the basic one. Like I played sports in high school and everything. I wanted to play sports in college, but I hurt my back. And kind of like the way that they were trying to prescribe me to fix my back, I really wasn't rocking with it. They were trying to give me like medicine and stuff like that, a lot of like muscle relaxers. And it's like I would take them and I would be done for the day. So I just didn't like being groggy and stuff like that. So I took up things like yoga, started doing like a lot of my own research. And that's kind of like when I started working out more. But then like during the time that my back was hurt, I didn't work out for a minute, so I gained a lot of weight. So like one day I kind of just had that I think I was walking on campus one day and I just got tired. And I was just like, I'm tired of being tired. Yeah. So it's kind of just like you make that mental shift one day. And then I just started working out, being more consistent and everything like that.
And so how often do you go to the gym?
I work out about 5-6 times a week, closer to 6. Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like a mental. Like, you have to brainwash yourself into doing something, you feel me? Like, It's so easy to just be like, I want to lose weight, or I want to do this, I want to do that. But I feel like you really have to put yourself in a position where it's like you don't have a choice but to do it. And it's like, once you start seeing results from the actions that you're doing, you don't want to stop, you feel me? Because it's like, if you were uncomfortable with who you were before, and now you're comfortable with who you are, why would you reintroduce those bad habits into your life?
So it's just like commitment and
it's
intentional.
Yeah. Like, I'm really big on that because, like, the only thing really in between you and whatever you want is consistency and accountability. Like, there's really nothing else between you and your dreams. It's just being consistent, like, constantly putting in the time. And it's like, you can't cheat the game, in my opinion. Like, whatever you put into the game's going to put out to you. So, that's just how I operate.
And so with that, what's your favorite workout? Like, what's your go-to and why?
My favorite workout, like exercise or like body part? Like,
yeah,
what
let's do both. So you start with your exercise, what's your favorite exercise, and then tell me about what's your favorite body part.
Alright, my favorite exercise are pull-ups because like they were so hard. So it's like when I was big, like I couldn't do one pull-up. So it's like I like forced myself every day, like I gotta get at least 5 pull-ups a day. And it's like over time I really started getting good at them. You feel me? So it's like I started with like a band, like an assisted pull-up machine. Like I really wanted to get good at pull-ups because like I felt like I came from sports, like I used to be able to do them, and like it was something that like I really wasn't able to do, and that kind of was one of the things that showed me how far out of shape I got. You feel me? So it's like now like I can crank out a bunch of pull-ups, and it's kind of like a mental victory for me because like I know how far I came to actually be able to do that.
Your progress, your growth.
Yeah, and I would say probably like favorite body part. I like working legs. Yeah, legs are tough. Like fellas, stop skipping leg day. Girls like nice strong legs. Stop skipping leg day.
You heard it here first.
Don't just work on your arms. You look crazy.
So, what mistakes do most people make when they're trying to lose weight or gain muscle?
I would say the biggest mistake that people make is getting on fad diets, for real. Like, they read things and they'll be like, about their favorite celebrity or so and so. They'd be like, so and so didn't eat bread for like 2-3 months. You'd be like, huh? Like, come on, bro. Like, or so and so didn't do this, or like keto diet or whatever. But it's like a lot of people are just following the fads, but they're not doing the research on what works for them. And it's like I kind of did that at the beginning too, but it's like you got to know your body, like, and what works for you. Like, for example, for me, like, I don't eat dairy and I don't eat beef because like dairy and beef, it inflames me. You feel me? So it's like I know that my body doesn't react well to that. So it's like for somebody else, they can eat that and be fine.
Right.
You feel me? But it's like that doesn't work for me. That doesn't really go along with any structured diet or whatever, or like one of the fab diets, but it's something that like it works for me. So I think people they want the quick results. You feel me? So
Right.
they think I got to get on this diet, 30 days. Beyonce did it. Boom. Like I'm gonna get snatched. You feel me? Instead of being like, all right, let me just feel the waters out.
Mhm.
What works for me? What doesn't work for me? Because it's gonna take time. And people like they don't want to like take the stairs. You feel me? Like that's like one of my big sayings. Like take the stairs. Take the stairs.
Instead of the elevator.
Yeah, because like the harder it is to get up, you're not gonna come down. Like you're not gonna walk down. Like,
Right.
it was a hard walk up there, so
Mhm.
you're not gonna let yourself come back down. So I think that's definitely the biggest mistake that I see people just hopping on something because they see somebody else doing it, whether it's like a workout plan or whatever, but they aren't considering what works for them
Mhm.
and where they're at in their journey. Because like where you're at like if you're like somewhere like at the very beginning, you want to do a full on super strict diet, but it's like maybe just cutting out soda for you is a
Mhm.
victory. You feel me?
Mhm.
Because like you drink too much soda and like juices and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's like that's the victory for you. And a lot of people they're trying to go way too far. So just taking the time about like where they're at. For real.
Because everybody's path is different.
Everybody's path is different. Everybody's bodies are different. Everybody's minds are different. You feel me? So
Mhm.
like, I know people don't want to work out 6 days a week like me, but that works for me. For
Mhm.
somebody else, they can put in 3, 4, and they're great. You
Right.
feel me? Like, so it really just depends on who you are and how you feel for real.
Mhm. And you talked earlier about like your progress and growth. So what's your most rewarding part of becoming a personal trainer, and what's your favorite part?
The most rewarding part, I would say, is honestly definitely being able to see the growth in others, like around me. Like it really caught like fire for real, because like the whole Top Set thing kind of started. I had a friend and she wanted me to train her, and I was kind of just like, my first answer was no. I was like no, like, and this is before like I thought that like I could train. So then she was just like, because me personally, like I don't like wasting time in the gym. I like being efficient. Like I like
Mhm.
going, doing what I got to do. A lot of people they go, they want to have full on conversations with
Right.
you. Like that's not my style. Like
Mhm.
I'm trying to go and get work done. So I told her I was like, if you come, we're like,
We're locking in.
yeah, like we're locking in and we're gonna be working. And she came and she
Mhm.
kept coming and we worked out together every day for like 3 months and she saw a lot of results. And then from that, like a lot of friends got on it. And I think just introducing good habits to people because like you really do only have one life to live. You feel me? And it's like, especially as like minorities and black people, there's a lot of like health issues that are generational that people act like, oh, high blood pressure runs in my family. No, bad habits run in your family.
Mhm.
You feel me? So it's like trying to break that and seeing people break that cycle is very like rewarding to me.
That's good too. And so you talked about breaking like generational curses and stuff like that. How do you think going to the gym helps somebody's mental? Because of course it helps the physical. But, you know.
Yeah, I don't even think it's the gym for real. I think everybody needs an outlet. Like life is hard.
Right.
Like people are in school, people are on their grind. If they're not in school, they trying to start businesses. People in relationships, they have kids. Like people are doing a lot,
Mhm.
and I think you just need to have that outlet where it's like, especially when you have people like relying on you, friends, family, etc. That thing where you can just this hour or 2 hours is me for the day, and like that's how you recharge your batteries. And that's kind of why like I do work out so consistently, like with the whole 5-6 days a week thing, because like that's my time. Like when I go in there, my phone is on do not disturb. I just got my music up and it's just me. So it's like, and that gives me the energy to go on to the rest of the day for real because it just clears you. Like if you have anything you want to think about, you think about it there, like you solve it like by yourself, and you just give yourself that time to not be bothered by the world. And that's personally a big aspect of why I think a lot of people should just go to the gym and just try it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. And so talk to us about how your Top Set shirts came about, and just talk to us about that.
So the shirts came about. I'm gonna be honest with you. Number one, you need to have great people in your life who see things that you don't see yet. You feel me? Because like with the whole Top Set thing, I feel like a lot of my friends were seeing things that I wasn't seeing yet. Like I'm very consistent. I go to the gym and they were like, "Bro, like you're instructing people, you're doing this. You should be a trainer." And I was like,
Right.
You feel me? Yeah. You feel me? Like I know what I'm doing, but to teach
Yeah.
somebody, so it's like I was like, all right, let me get on that. And then like the whole shirt idea came about, and because I knew I always wanted to take Top Set to another level. So I wanted to have the shirts kind of be the first step of just like marketing for real, because like the plan is to eventually get into fitness apparel. So like right now, the shirts are just the way of like marketing. They were a great idea. The design was made by my friend Michaela. She's the same girl that worked out with me for 3 months. So she does a lot of digital marketing, things like that. So she's the one who came up with my logo and the design. So I think the shirts right now are just a great way of getting my like my brand out there. Just trying to like saturate the market because like you see enough people in it, like you're gonna click and be like, what is this? And it's also just another way of trying to show love to like the people who show love to me for real. Because like the first shirts I gave to like friends and family, because they were the people that were really like supporting me for real.
And so with that, you talked about like your support system. What do you think is the hardest part about running your business?
I personally hate the camera, so it's like, and we're doing like an interview with the camera. But it's like, and that's a shift that I've had to get out of because it's like if you're doing fitness, online coaching, everything like that, you need to show people what you're doing. You need to show people, and it's like what I told you, like when I'm in the gym, I'm so dialed in. So it's like now I have to go into the gym with like, okay, I'm going to work out. At about this point, I'm going to stop. I'm going to set the camera up. I'm going to record this because I need to put this content out there. Because this may be the exercise of the week for me, things like that. So it's like getting comfortable in front of the camera right now is like the biggest thing for me that I'm trying to do. And I would say, honestly, I'm trying to like expand my team right now. So I'm trying to find people for like marketing, things like that, because my mind is so focused on like the actual fitness aspect of it, like creating the programs, doing research on new programs, making sure that what I'm selling people is good quality stuff, that I'm not just throwing something at them that's going to get them hurt. You feel me? Like, because you tell somebody to do something and they'd be like, oh, like he's a fitness coach, he knows what he's talking about, and you do it, you get somebody hurt. So it's like, you got to meet people like where they're at. So it's like a lot of my energy right now is being put towards that. So it's like a lot of the marketing stuff and the business oriented stuff, I'm trying to find a team to get on that side. So I'll say right now that's like a balancing act that I'm trying to do. I think at a certain point when you grow, you realize that if you really want to get to that next level, it can't just be you.
Got to bring a team with you.
Exactly.
Right. So next we have risky questions. So these 3 questions, they're what will be on our podcast. So you're ready for them?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is who you choosing, Captain America or Iron Man? Hard one.
A hard one. What's a scenario like?
You got to pick the scenario. Tell me the scenario.
No. You gotta pick the scenario.
Okay. To save you, like you in the worst situation.
To save me?
Yeah. Who's coming to your rescue?
I gotta go with Cap.
Why?
Cap's gonna move heaven and earth to get me if I'm his boy. Like he's gonna fight other people for me. You feel me?
Okay, I feel it.
Yeah, if I'm his boy, he got me.
Okay.
So I'm going with Cap.
Okay, second, if you could go back in time and have any conversation with any one person, who would you talk to, and what would the conversation be about?
That's a hard one because I've always lived by the whole like I never want to go back and do anything. You feel me? Because I feel like it got me here. But that's a good question. What about you?
So me, I would pick Maya Angelou.
Okay.
That's my favorite. That's my like Shiro. I think about her all the time. I live by her quote, so I would try to talk to her, and the conversation would be how to be a better writer, what I can do for Black people, and you know how she felt when there was discrimination, stuff like that. I probably would talk to her about because I love her. So recipes to Maya Angelou.
I would say my grandmother. Because it's like she passed when I was young. So it's like, and I hear a lot of amazing stories about her. You feel me? And it's like we only got like a short period of time together. Yeah. So it's like I feel like if I could go back as an adult and be able to like have that sit down conversation with her and really just get to know her face to face as like 2 grown-ups, I feel like that's something that I would really like.
That's hard, yeah, I agree. So, and lastly, this is the last question. If you could change any law, what would it be?
Any law?
Yeah. That's another hard one.
Any law?
And if you can't think of like the specific law, you can do like, you know, gun control or abortion rights, stuff like that.
I'll probably definitely say right now, with the way the world is, well, with the way the U.S. is, definitely like gun control. Because I feel like the way we're going, like, there's really no, like, if like 30 kids getting shot down in school doesn't change the minds of like the people that we elect, then nothing will.
Right.
So I would definitely go with gun control.
That's That's great. And so we're checking out with Risky Business. This is Pro Black Badu, and you have anything to say, you can shout it out now.
Follow Topset Athletics on IG at _Topset Athletics. I'm Sabrina McCumber, aka Mr. Topset.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. It's your girl Key Rose, and you're rocking with Risky Business.
It's Kid Ruth, and you're rocking with Risky Business. Period.
Welcome back. It's Risky Business, and you're rocking with your girl Pro Black Badu, and I'm sitting here with
Mac James. Glad to be here.
Period. So we're rocking out after the Towson Business Symposium. Tell me why you were here and what we were presenting.
Most definitely. Well, I was here to support the Omega Kappa chapter of Alpha Kappa Psi, as well as the New Road chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Had the pleasure to be a keynote speaker, and I wanted to get the 411 on talent acquisition, as I am employed in the recruiting field right now, and help out the future generations. Continue to push the envelope at Towson University and develop our name out in the marketplace.
So you are an alumni of Towson, correct?
Yes, indeed. 2018. Shout out to the class of 2018. Shout out to all of my people in the International Business Program. It was a great time with you all and seeing big things happen, so keep up the progression.
Wonderful. So you were the keynote speaker today. So what were some of the things that you gave to the people in the audience, free advice? What was that about?
Definitely. Well, I appreciate the plug. My brand, Free Advice. Kind of known for that on social media and passing on information and knowledge that I learned, and then also sometimes I need to remind myself overall. But what I wanted to do today was give the colleagues in the room a chance to understand kind of the mindset that goes into what recruiters are thinking, and then also the perspective that I had in school and how it changed over time. So instead of just giving this is exactly what you got to do to get internships or jobs, kind of going over the process of it and really understanding how you have to believe in yourself and build up that resolve to be able to get what you want.
Right. So has anybody of course, poured into you? What does that look like for you? What are your mentors like?
Most definitely. I think the biggest thing that a mentor can do is accountability. So figuring out exactly what your mentee wants, figuring out a plan of action to go out and get it, and then setting up accountability measures to keep them on track for that overall. Mentorship isn't always about making somebody feel good or making somebody's life easier per se, more just keeping them to a solid goal, because once you have a solid goal and plan in mind, you're making steps and actions every day to go achieve that. So I think that's the biggest thing that my mentors have done for me in past and imparted upon me and are continuing to do to this day.
And how has Towson, shaped how you see, everything, like you said, perception, perspectives are really important. So how has Towson, helped in that? And also New Road and also AKSI.
Definitely. I think that all three are microcosms of the bigger world overall. Towson is a pretty diverse school. Granted, we're growing those diversity numbers, growing in size. So to see an organization be able to change while you're a part of it has taught me a lot of perspective going forward into the business world. And then New Road in general has shown me a lot about brotherhood overall, reaching back into the community, reaching back into that mentorship aspect that you have, because as a brother, you only have your really vision of how long you've been in the chapter. Older bros are able to reach down and teach you different perspectives overall and help you become a leader faster than they did as they graduated college. And then Omega Kappa really built that AKSI at Towson, Omega Kappa chapter, really helped build that professionalism overall, carrying a high standard, and it was a group that helped to keep me accountable overall. So I'm always glad to come back and help and see that group is flourishing as well.
Wonderful. And what would be, one of the biggest trials or pitfall that you had? You talked about it a little bit in your presentation, of being a student, being the person, trying to get consulted and things like that.
Most definitely. So I think the biggest pitfall that I ran into, I was burnout. So I would want to make sure everything was perfect and do as much as possible. But I didn't necessarily, especially in school, have that balance. In school, we all kind of know nationwide, the food's not very good. You're getting limited sleep, high stress environment. So my thing was I wanted to do so much because I could see how far it could catapult me in the future, but needed to learn that balance. And towards my end of my senior year, I started to get that. And then when I moved to the professional world, really went pro and really started looking at the things I was doing on a day-to-day basis and how I needed to continue to do those things and develop them, like fitness, nutrition, knowledge-based, connecting, working on my network, things like that that'll help me move forward with longevity into the future.
So what do you live by today? What's a quote or a model that you hold dear?
Most definitely. My favorite quote always has been familiarity breeds contempt. So if you think about it, you get an iPhone, the first day an iPhone comes out, you're super excited, downloading all these apps, transferred over pictures, reminiscing on memories. A week later, you're like, oh yeah, I got my phone, it's pretty cool. You know, you still, the new phone, 3 cameras. And then about a year into having that phone, you're like, oh yeah, that's my phone. If it falls, it falls. So when you get familiar with things, you can start to get a little bit contemptuous and not look at things as a blessing per se. And especially once you get out to the work world, things don't move as fast as they do in college. So I would just remind myself that familiarity will breed that feeling of contempt, but always to look at things as a blessing and understand that like that poured into you, so you have to pour back into it, whatever it may be, whatever vehicle it is. So to never get contemptuous with how life is. There can be relationships, jobs, everything.
That's really true. And so like that's how you stay grounded. So what are some, people who have inspired you or motivated you along this road?
Most definitely. I would say brothers of both chapters, most definitely my line brothers, leadership in the New Road chapter, took a man but made me, into a better man overall. And then also I would say just the mentors that I do have. I have a pretty diverse set of mentors in office and as well as out of office in the professional field. And then I was lucky enough in school to be a part of a program called Management Leadership for Tomorrow, MLT, where I was in a cohort of about 320 other diverse students from around the country. And to be in like a group chat with all of them and see their successes, it helps to keep me motivated overall and not like judging my success versus theirs, but being genuinely happy for other people of color having success and being directly plugged into them as well.
Wonderful. And so you've been rocking with me and I've been rocking with you. Thank you so much for coming out.
Appreciate that.
It's Pro Rap Badu, and anything you want to talk about or shout out right now, you can do.
Most definitely, I would definitely like to shout out Pro Black Badu. Definitely give a follow. I just looked through the page; it was pretty dope.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I would say shout out to AK Sai, shout out to all the bros in Alpha. I would like to plug my personal Instagram at the number 5 for Vendetta, FORBNDETTA, and then follow me on LinkedIn as well. McConnell, MACONEL, last name James. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to being back soon in the future.
Thank you so much.
To bathe in gold and live out my dreams. Stack the tokens high and be crispy like the cream. Sad Boys Club, leave the crib without a trace. Had a skeezy on, so it's a closed case. Your girl leaves with me, and it ain't up for debate. Niggas 5-0 when it's OG versus the state.
It's Mr. Bug, and I'm pushing like I'm Dee Dee Breed. Came in the studio and fucked it like I'm Peter Lee. Plus, begets all of my set, blood gang creed. Chasing the check, man, come correct before I snatch your keys. I got the bad, no lag, turn your server off. Call for a gold eagle, make the bitch cough. Pumping back, no lack, fuck a bitch raw. Man, I'm the cat, pussy ass up in your raws. Rockstar getting 700. Look, I know I'm the shit, get off your knees, bitch.
She know that I trap, yeah, she love that. I call her baby, she my little rugrat. Yeah, the pain hurt, where the drugs at. I heard you love is like a drug with a plug.